Now, it's been a little while since we talked about what many consider the king of the multi-tools. Is it still king? Is the Leatherman Surge the greatest thing that's ever been out there? And what about some of the cool new mods that are coming out for it? Let's jump into this video. Now, Ben over at ModRight is really making a bunch of cool stuff on his Etsy store. And this is the latest thing he has come out with. This is a pocket clip for your Leatherman Surge. Now, some time ago, someone messaged me on the channel, one of you guys, and you said you're trying to make the perfect Leatherman Surge. You didn't care how much money it took for $500, and you were adding everything on. I think there are several people who have that same idea. If you are one of them, then this is definitely something for you, because take a look at this. This pocket clip is rock solid on there. Now, what you need with this is a T8. You don't have to have the special T8 security Torx, just a normal T8. And then you've got 2 screws in this pocket clip. Now I'm going to use this handy dandy pin driver from 711L. This is very nice. Show you how you can take out these screws. They will come without the screws in here. I just wanted to show you guys how it looks like. So you are replacing this whole end cap on your Leatherman Surge. Now, what you'll need to do is loosen up both of these sides with a T10 security Torx. You've got to have one with the hole in the middle of the end. This one does not have that hole, but you would need one with that. And then you can force the pivot out. And on mine, it was the cap on the other side, because you've got to have it match up for the spring clamps. So very easy to do. Unscrew both sides. If you have a problem unscrewing it, make sure to add heat to it to make it a lot easier to do. Screw it, take the old cap off, and then run the pivot through here, and then line everything up, tighten it, and then you can add 1 screw onto this side. There's threaded holes for both of these. These are Benchmade style pocket clips. Then you can have the 1 screw on here, and then you swing this back up. Once you've got everything on your Surge lined up correctly, then put this one back in place. Then tighten that up. There we go, nice and tight. And this is rock solid on the Leatherman Surge. So some of you people may say, well, the Leatherman Surge already had a pocket clip. It did, but it had a fair amount of play in it. It could wobble back and forth pretty good. So this one doesn't. Now, the Leatherman Surge original pocket clip was a lot longer. I would assume there are longer pocket clips made, but I haven't really checked into it. Let me know below in the comments if they make many different sizes for the Benchmade style pocket clips. So that's pretty neat. That goes for $18. Then there is shipping and handling. Now, one of the other things that Ben has been making at ModRight is these hammers, and they have become available not just for the Surge, but for a lot of other tools. Now, I love mine because it has this 1/4-inch bit driver. I think that's really cool. That's one of the things I like about it the most. But he does have it now for the Leatherman Wave, and then the Alpha and the Skeletal. So those are, the Wave, Alpha, and Surge. And Skeletal are the ones that have these hammers. These work pretty good. You do lose the tools in here, but this 1/4-inch bit driver definitely does make up for that. And then I do believe, so he does have second generations where they fit over the side, and then you don't lose the internal tools. Now, one of the other tools that I really like from ModRight is this utility knife. I keep trying to find another platform to fit this in because the Surge is pretty heavy, and I would like to find a lightweight platform where I could add this tool to. I think it's pretty fantastic. but I haven't been able to find any tool like that yet or come up with quite the right combination. But I do love that you can add the utility knife to your Leatherman Surge. Pretty great. Now, there are a ton of different knife style blades you can get for your Leatherman Surge. You can get this charge serrated blade style hook knife. You can get this Damascus style. You can get MagnaCut for your Surge. There are so many great options. So that is something really fantastic. I did have a MagnaCut blade in my Surge for a while. I did enjoy that. So those are great. And then one of the other things that I have put in my Surge are these implements from Kristen Van Patten. So you can put an ink pen, and that fits right in your handles. So that's pretty great to add in there. And there are different style of implements that you can put in there. Pretty fantastic. Now this sort of leads us to our next discussion, because a Leatherman Surge is so great. There are so many add-ons to it, which makes it pretty much like a Jeep Wrangler. You can just find so many aftermarket parts. And as great as a Leatherman Surge is, it is becoming so expensive, and Leatherman is going through a metamorphosis into what seems like an entirely different company. Many people are transitioning to something like the Byberry, these Surge clones. These are very close to the Leatherman Surge in capability, and they are also a lot cheaper. You can get some of these for around $40 versus $150 for the Leatherman Surge. So one of the downsides is there is not a huge aftermarket for parts on these, so that will make it a little bit more difficult. You have to basically be satisfied with what the tool comes, and there are not all the sellers on Etsy and Amazon, eBay, AliExpress selling parts for these tools. A Rock Tool, I think, is maybe one of the few ones that is offering blade upgrades that will fit in these, which is pretty fantastic. But otherwise, you're pretty much on your own to design and come up with things that would make this better. So there is a great modding community, and some people have been working. I've cut mine up and added all kinds of things to it. So there are ways around it, but it's not near as easy as the Leatherman Surge. After talking about that, I wanted to mention a little bit again about the Pipe Vise plier driver. One of the things that is sort of flooding the EDC world at the moment is the Knipex pliers, the Cobra, and then the many different versions, and that's spawning all kinds of realizations that a small pocket plier or a smaller pocket plier could be very, very useful. Now, in the job that I'm at, I find this to be one of the most useful tools I have ever carried. Now, I have said that countless times about several other multi-tools because I keep finding more and more useful combinations, but I'm coming to the realizations that I really find this useful. It's very lightweight. It has a huge plier jaw opening, and as a boiler tech and as a maintenance tech working at a hospital, this is so useful for so many applications because I'm working on some larger HVAC apparatus, and then even today just working on some nitrogen tanks. I was able to take off the gauges and then also sort of tighten them up, because these jaws came in extremely handy. I didn't have to run to a toolbox. I could just pull this right off my belt. So the Pipe Vise or the plier driver from Pipe Vise is extremely, really useful for me. It's very expensive, well over $100, but it comes in a lot handier for me than something like these Leatherman Surge pliers. So that's where we're headed to in the more heavy-duty multi-tool segment. Now, is a Leatherman Surge still king? Well, for a lot of people, it is and always will be. They talk about the Leatherman warranty, how you can send it in, about the better quality of the parts. And so for a lot of people, this is their one and done multi-tool. And that's great. It probably will last you a lifetime. It will be the perfect tool for you, probably. Now, there is a large segment that is saying, well, for a tiny bit of the price, I can get pretty much all the same thing on Amazon from some of these overseas tools. And there is a migration away from Leatherman. And I have seen some of you guys carrying these, talking about these. But then there is a segment that says, well, actually, multi-tools don't work for my job. They don't work for my occupation. And so there is sort of this hybrid, not really warfare, but hybridization of tools where some of these larger tools that people have carried are becoming smaller, but they're still large, just a little bit smaller. And case in point is this plier driver. So I don't know if we'll see smaller pipe wrenches, if we'll see smaller adjustable wrenches that people are carrying, and just a miniaturization of some of these larger tools so people could carry them every day. I think that could be an answer for some people. It's fascinating to see overseas how even wire stripping pliers are going through a metamorphosis. That is something else that is happening, and I'll probably show you guys that here in the future. But let me know what you think. What is happening to the heavy-duty multi-tool market? It is definitely evolving, that's for sure. I did want to let you know about this upgrade to the Leatherman Surge. I think there are so many great things for it, and it may be better than it's ever been, but is that good enough? Let me know below.